Welcome to another episode of VGXL. I am your host, Daniel, aka Games. Joining me again is Fefer from the channel Fefer. And today we're going to be discussing, is it a PlayStation 6 or is it a PSP Part 3? The world may never know. But how you doing, Fefer?
I'm good. I just realized my ring light was off, so I just turned that
Oh.
on.
And my camera's broken, so it's all good. I'm
That's
giving.
how you normally look. It's okay.
I'm just angry, giving you the side eye.
It looks normal to me. It was funny. Oh my god.
All right, you know, it wouldn't be a stream without something fucking up. All right, there we go. I'm back. Oh, it's broken again. Oh man, I think that's gonna be us all stream. Okay.
Just pick a pose. Just pick a pose for you to just freeze on, and it's okay.
Oh man. Oh yeah, that's gonna keep happening.
Oh my goodness.
What the hell is this? Things are broken. Why is everything breaking? I don't know what's going on.
I'm feeling deja vu from the last one, from the last podcast.
I know, right?
We don't know what's happening.
What's even happening anymore? Why is this a thing? Oh, let me stop the music before it plays again. All right, so yeah, there's a lot going on this week. We made it. We made it to our second episode for season 2. We did.
We're a little later than we were telling everybody, but
we're
we make
here.
our own time.
Right, we're here. We're on VGXL time. But yeah. How was your week? Did you play anything? Did you play video games?
I did. I streamed. When the hell did I stream? Tuesday? I don't know when the hell I streamed.
What is
I played
time?
a little bit of yeah, right. I played a little bit of Animal Crossing. What else did I play that day? Then I played something else and I don't remember what I played. I don't remember. It doesn't even matter. Then yeah, I'm not gonna remember. And we also played Peak together.
Oh yes, that was fun. So yeah,
that was fun.
Yeah, we actually played the game Peak, which is the co-op mountain climbing game. That kind of reminds me of The Forest, but without the cannibals.
Right. Exactly.
So what is it? Like you're on a plane, the plane crashes, and then we have to go climb a mountain to look for help.
Exactly.
But yeah.
And then we have the fog that's following us and freezing us.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It's like we're trying to get out of the storm in Fortnite, because then we freeze and we die.
Right, exactly. But yeah, that game was pretty fun. I gotta say, like that was fun. Like
that was pretty fun.
Yeah, like just dicking around or whatnot, and yeah, that was good.
It was. I do have to say, because while I was playing it, our friend Katamasi was asking how my nausea was handling, and it was handling at that moment okay, but I feel like shortly after stream, it got a little bit like it finally caught up. So anybody who's got some sort of nausea from the motion sickness in gaming, I would just be careful. Like if you get nauseous on Human Fall Flat, you may want to stay away, or maybe if you do play, put your field of view up and slowly move your camera and hope you don't fall and just tumble everywhere that your camera goes crazy, because there you go.
Yeah, you're gonna be puking your brains up. Yeah.
Yeah, and in the accessibility options, take off the head bobbing when you're walking.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a big must.
I don't suffer from those things, you know.
Lucky.
But yeah, no, good tips though for those who do suffer from that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I just remembered. I'm sorry to cut you off. I just remembered the other game that I played the other day. It was that really weird game, that click holding.
Oh, that's right, click holding. Yeah, the 10,000 clicks to get to the
10,000 clicks. It's a very weird game, and if anybody out there knows I Am Mayo, I Am Mayo 2, I Am Mayo 3, or Cookie Clicker, it's something like that. And weirdness arises. That's all we're gonna leave it as. You can always go and check the old stream on my VOD, but if you don't want to do all that,
twitch.tv/Fefer.
That's right.
um, what else? Did I play anything this week? Like just after the podcast, I was like looking to. Well, the hell did I stream? We played. Did I play something on stream?
You did, I feel like.
Oh yeah, I played
Let me just
Devour. I played Devour with my friends on
devour.
Monday. That's right.
That's
So
right.
yeah, I got in some Devour. That game's pretty fun. It's just like a four-player horror game where you have to find like collectibles around to stop the entity that's gonna jump scare you when it attacks you. So this particular one was like in a wedding that went wrong. Everyone dies. They believe in this demon, and the demon ends up killing everybody. And so you have to find wedding cake to because everyone's decapitated for some reason. All the wedding guests get decapitated, and you have to find wedding cake to lure the heads. So you can what is it? Cleanse them. You cleanse it in alcohol. After you cleanse the head, and you reattach it to the body it belongs to, and then the body comes to life. And then you gotta bury it. And when you do that, that kind of takes the power away from the demon or whatnot. But then the demon gets progressively angrier the more you progress in the game, and then if it gets you, you're jump scared, and that shit sucks, because you get
It
freaking
does suck.
freaked out. Yeah, it's all loud and in your ears, and yeah, it's great. It's great with friends. Stressful, but great with friends. So that was a good time. I haven't really gotten back into anything else. I'm messing around on the Switch. For those who used to watch my stream when I was streaming regularly, I streamed a lot of Blaster Master, the remakes or whatever from the 80s NES game. Um, and I never finished part 3, so I got into part 3 this week. That was fun. That was fun playing. Getting back into that game. I may stream some of that on my next stream or something. It's because it
Ooh.
feels great. That game, it looks gorgeous for a 2D, NES style game. Great colors. The sound effects are nice and punchy, so when you shoot stuff, it feels great. That's probably my favorite part of that whole thing. They got the sound design really down, so killing
Mhm.
monsters
Mhm.
and bosses and stuff like that really feels great in that game. Um,
Nice.
but yeah, I think that's really all I played this week. I really need to get back into finish Death. We both need to finish Death Stranding, which hasn't
We
happened.
do.
But we both put
I'm
like,
I'm currently trying to gun it for Hollow Knight because
oh yeah,
Silksong is coming out next week, and I still have no idea where I am in Hollow Knight, and I'm so sad because I know I got pretty far. I have like 40 something hours in it, I think.
wow.
So, and I still have so much to go. I do, and I don't know where I am, and it sucks. So I'm trying to figure myself out. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
You're
We're
gonna
gonna
do
do
it.
it. We're gonna get it done. We're gonna get it done.
You're gonna do it live.
Maybe we'll do it live. Maybe we'll figure it out live.
um, yeah. What else happened this week? Anything? And I mean, yeah, that was just our
um,
co-stream, right? We did the co-stream. We both streamed on our own. So yeah, I feel like we're back, and it feels good to be recording. So I'm happy we're here.
it does feel good. Yeah, no, me too. Me too.
But yeah, so I guess we can
Yeah.
move on. There's some gaming news I want to cover this week. Found some things interesting. One thing that it's a little bit scary is the fact that in the UK they're doing this more and more where they're requiring age verification because you have to think of the children. It's not about completely monitoring everybody who uses the internet. It's for the children. And now so they
Yeah.
do that. Like if you want to watch some porn, you have to, I think, put your whole ID or something like that to verify you're old enough. Like, who wants to do that? Because we have to protect the children. And now Steam is requiring that you verify your age before the age appropriate games don't show up for underage kids. Like, who cares, bro? It's like, stop babysitting people. Let parents just do a bad job like they always do.
I know. Let the parents go in and buy the GTA for the kid in GameStop like they used to, right?
Right? Yeah, it was no big deal. No big deal at all. But apparently that's gonna come to the U.S. So you just wait. You heard it here
Of
first. It's
course.
coming. It's gonna
Of
come
course.
here. You know, they do that over there so you
Absolutely.
can hear the stories about it. And one day you're gonna see where everything you do on the internet is gonna require your ID or something like that, and the anonymity is gonna be gone. But yeah,
Yeah,
so
that
that's
sounds about
happening.
right.
But the good thing is it's only like a credit card or something like that you need. So hey mom, let me get a credit card. There's still gonna be tons of parents letting their kids play GTA 6. So this whole
No,
thing
of
is
course. Or
pointless.
the parent verifying so their kid can play it.
Right.
It's yeah,
It's gonna happen either way.
it'll happen. It'll happen.
But yeah, what else?
What can you do?
Oh yeah, so
Somebody
apparently
needs
there was like
to.
this whole discourse
Hmm.
online because not discourse, but people were all like making maybe a hoping or saying that maybe the little girl from the Pragmata trailer for that
Uh huh.
Capcom game with the little girl on top of that giant guy or whatever, she shoots out
Yeah,
of her
yeah.
hand. So people were speculating
Oh, that's right.
like
It's
maybe it's
got like a
Mega
blaster
Man.
looking thing.
Yeah, like maybe it's
Really?
really yeah. They were like maybe it's Mega Man and this is like some that would be so dope. That would be I mean, people
That
are
would be cool. Not for
yeah, like
nothing.
people are dying for Mega Man Legends 3 or just Mega Man 3D of some kind or you know like cuz we never got a Mega I think we got no, we never got Legends 2, did we? I think it was I think they were gonna make Legends 2 and then we no, I think Legends 2 did come out. I don't know anymore. I never even played Legends. But people have been wanting it ever since. So I know
Oh,
there's like the something trombone and all that, but we never. Everybody wants another Mega Man Legends, and so I guess the girl shooting at her hand, and some weird sci-fi thing. They were like hoping, but Capcom officially came out and said, "No, that's not Mega Man. Stop it, B. Just stop it."
stop it. And yet, Mega Man Legends 2 came out in 2000.
Okay, so there was a two. Okay, I wasn't 100% sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. What else? Then we got apparently when with the Switch 2 coming out, it's a lot of third party games. I found it a little interesting that Cyberpunk, all the most 75% of the sales apparently were physical, showing that people want their games on cartridge. You know,
Right.
then
We do
they didn't
too.
want to download that shit. They actually wanted to go and buy a physical cartridge, and the whole game is on that cartridge. So people actually bought that. So I don't know. I hope Nintendo really does reevaluate their whole like we're just gonna put a download code on a plastic card.
I
Oh,
know.
and side note, this isn't on the list, but um, apparently, where is it in Japan? Even right in Japan, where Nintendo's from, they're not accepting. You know how here in the U.S. whenever you make music or any IPs, video games, they go into the Library of Congress. In the patent offices and stuff like that. They have the Japanese version of the Library of Congress. I forget what it's called, but apparently they're not allowing those Nintendo game cartridge, the download, those cartridges that only have the key on it. They're not allowed to be in the Library of Congress because they do some preserve things in those libraries and since it's just a download code that could be turned off when the servers turn off, it'll be just a useless piece of plastic in the future, and we all know that's gonna happen. It's gonna
Of
happen
course.
where the least played games are just not gonna be downloadable anymore, or it'll be like, oh, no one downloads them anyway, and yeah,
They'll find excuses to shut them down, of course.
right. Apparently, you can still download Wii games and Wii U games. Um, we can't buy anymore, obviously. But apparently, if you bought those, what if you anything under your account, you can still download supposedly. Um,
Okay.
so there's that, and the Wii has been out almost 20 years. Came out almost 20 years ago. So that's good at
I
least.
know.
Um,
That is good. Like that.
but still, there's gonna be a day where the Wii U games, those Wii games and Wii U games are not gonna be downloadable anymore, and
Yeah.
And it makes sense. I'm
Yeah.
glad that they're doing that. Like, kind of like this is not a game, so you can't. We're not taking this shit. It's like saving digital download codes in the Library of Congress from Steam. It's like,
All right.
but yeah. What else we got here? So this
Wait, I
is
just want to.
yeah. Go ahead.
I don't mean to, because so that 75% of Cyberpunk sales were physical. It's just highlighting Cyberpunks. What do you know anything about the rest of the physical sales on the Switch?
I didn't really look into it if I'm being honest.
Okay,
I
no,
just
no,
thought that
I'm
was.
just wondering
I think people
because I'm
are
just
buying
curious. They're just
physical like
highlighting.
where they can. I'm sure people are buying physical where they can. I hope people aren't buying like if like the like I get what Nintendo's trying to do. They're trying to go full digital, but to allow you
Right.
to sell your game or trade it with a friend or whatever, they're making the key transferable, with a physical cartridge. So if
Yeah.
you want to play whatever game that's not on some download key, I can just give you the cartridge and you have it.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
and that part is an okay sounding. On paper it sounds okay. It's just again in the long run, if the day they want to save money or whatever, they're gonna shut them servers down. So
No, exactly, exactly.
I
And
think
I
it's
was just wondering because it feels like those people that got the Cyberpunk maybe were hoping like the initial Cyberpunk purchase, like the initial one from an initial when it first released and how it was all sorts of buggy. Maybe they were hoping for like a collector's type of thing on
maybe
that one for the Switch.
yeah, but by now it's gonna be their latest updates
Right, it'll be all updated
and
and fixed and all that. But
optimizations and all that. So yeah,
yeah, either that they just want to see how the Cyberpunk plays on the Switch too. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah.
what I think. I think a lot of people didn't care. They wanted something physical. So I'm sure when they went to go buy their Switch, they ordered a game with it or whatever, or took a game
Right.
with it. And why not Cyberpunk? Especially for those who never got to play it. It's a great time to try it. With all the
That's true.
DLC and fixes and all that. That game was okay. I got to go back to it. I never finished it. I did play a good chunk of it, but it was broken. And I did get to a broken part where like the guy, the choices weren't working, things like that. So, I got off of
Right.
it. It ultimately got fixed, and then I just never continued playing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Yeah, so another big thing that's happening is, or rumors finally, because it's crazy. It's been 5 years that the PlayStation's been out, which is so wild to me to think about that. It's been 5 years, and it doesn't feel like we ever left the PS4 generation. We just have PS4 games that look a little shinier and a little
I
nicer, run a
know.
little bit better. Like that's all we really
Right.
got this generation. It's like the first generation where it does not. You can go back to the PS4 days games, and it doesn't feel that different. Like this is probably one of the longest generations of gaming, like that started in 2013, that just never really ended. Because not for nothing, PS4 games kind of hit a plateau. You know, and all they did was add like bells and whistles to those same games. Like nothing really changed.
Mhm.
There was like from PS. I mean, we all know, from PS1 to PS2, that's like the biggest jump. Before after 2D, jumping to 3D was a big jump. Jumping from
Mhm.
regular 3D, like low poly 3D to higher poly counts with PS2 was a nice jump. And then from PS2 to PS3 was a nice jump because then you started getting 720p and 1080p. So, like from you got higher poly counts for PS2, then you got higher definitions with PS3, and then you got I guess a little bit of a poly bump as well as higher definitions with PS4. But again, diminishing returns on every generation. This is like the biggest the biggest loss on return that we've had, because it's like what they added ray tracing, which and hardware is not even ready for ray tracing. Like I think
Right.
maybe when PS6 comes out, ray tracing will finally be something that won't bog down systems. But 4K with ray tracing fully turned on is not a thing. And now to get those games working, everything they need magical effects like DLSS and all that, which like you're not brute forcing those graphics anymore. So
Right.
it
Right.
just sucks
Hell,
that
even
it's
Death Stranding 2 has been released on this PlayStation, and there even Kojima was saying like you don't even need the Pro
right.
for it to run.
Yeah, you don't need the Pro because they probably just, again, I bet you Death Stranding 2 could run on PS4, but since now that they're finally moving past PS4 and not really releasing games on it anymore. You know, they didn't release it on, but I 100% could have ran. It's the same shit. It's slightly, maybe
Yeah.
with some things taken away, lower frame rate and stuff like that. But really and truly, when it comes out on PC, Death Stranding is gonna run just like it runs on the Steam Deck just fine. Part 2 is probably gonna run on the Steam Deck just fine.
Oh
720p,
yeah.
you know, when you lower resolution down to 720p, a lot of things can still run, you know. So
Right.
if you
Right.
really want to get crazy, GTA 5 looks great, and that was a 360 game, you know, that was an Xbox and PS3 game, you know.
Mhm.
And it still
Mhm.
looks great to this day. Like, you know, it's not like you feel like you're playing a game from 2013. You just feel like you're playing a game.
Right.
So
Right.
So yeah, so with that being said, rumors of the PS6 are finally coming out. Apparently, it's going to be dockable. I'm a little bit weird on the some of the wording because they're saying, oh, it could run as good as a PS5. I'm like, shouldn't it be better than a PS5?
Right.
But here's my,
Dun, dun.
I won't get into it. We're just gonna mention that for now. After the news, we'll dive a little deeper. But yeah, that's happening. After 5 years, if the rumors are finally starting. It's probably like 3 years away. Um, they're saying 2027, but I have a feeling it'll be 2028. And I don't think it'll be a PS6. But again, we'll get into that later. Like, we're gonna move on for now. Um,
PS Go. I'm gonna stick with that name.
PS Go.
Yep.
Oh, this is big news. Like a Dragon, RGG, the studio RGG, they're gonna come out with a big reveal event ahead of the Tokyo Game Show in a few weeks, September 24th.
Ooh.
So that's exciting because they got that. I don't even remember the name of the game. That one game that takes place in like, you know, like the early 1900s, and uh,
Yes.
and that looks like almost like they're kind of doing Mafia the Old Country, but you know, their own thing. I just wish it was a Yakuza game.
Yes.
Apparently, it's not, but you know, but they're gonna have some things to talk about because I'm sure Like a Dragon 9 is gonna be discussed. And they're making the next. They're also making the next Virtua Fighter, so they got some games on their plate, and I'm excited for them. You know, like it looks like they're
Yes.
branching out into
We're gonna
different things.
eat.
So yeah, oh yeah, yeah, we're
We
definitely
are
gonna
gonna
eat.
eat.
We gotta finish
We're still trying to
Infinite
catch up.
Wealth.
Yeah,
We gotta
exactly.
finish Kojima, the Majima pirate game.
Majima.
Like we gotta finish that stuff. But
I
I'm
know,
excited
but
for
it's
them.
fun to leave it. It's fun to let it sit. Like you
Yeah,
soak in the dishes. We're letting the dishes soak.
we're letting the all the episodes come out so that we can binge it. You know, so when you finish
Right,
part
right.
8, part 9 will be ready to play.
I hate these cliffhangers. I hate the stories just like, Yakuza 2 style. Like, what is happening? No, no, no. I like, ooh, that was good. Okay, let's go into the next
I know it's the next one because we started at 0
one.
and we had 7 more games to play after 0. And man, what a journey! What a journey! We started our journey what in
Oh
2022,
yeah.
and yeah, the Yakuza journey is highly recommended. Because man, those stories are just they have you crying like a baby.
Oh,
Um,
it's so good.
yeah,
So
so I'm
good. They
excited. I
keep you
like
in suspense.
and their shows, their RGG summits are usually pretty good. They bring out the actors and they crack jokes
Yes.
and they're just all happy to be there. And yeah, you know, I'm happy for Sega as a whole. Sega, you know, I'm a bias because I was a Genesis boy back in the day, you know, growing up. So, and seeing them fall from grace with the after the Dreamcast failed, always sucked, you know, because I loved the Dreamcast. So to see them actually making great video games that I still enjoy and that people are enjoying to keep them in business is been really cool to see. So keep going,
Yes, it's awesome.
Sega, you know,
Yes.
with
Let's go,
quality
Sega.
video games at least.
Hell yeah. Absolutely. I love it.
What else? Apparently, Xbox is bringing their cloud gaming back to the lower tiers. So maybe they're trying to add value. Like, hey, use our cloud stuff, please.
Nobody's using it, so please here, everybody take it.
Right. And
No, thank you.
right. You know, I did a little test. I said I'm gonna cancel Game Pass and see if I miss it. Like, see if I want to go play a game and I'm like, damn, I don't have the subscription anymore, and that has yet to happen. So I have not subscribed to Game Pass in like 3 months, 4 months.
That's because you're on Fortnite all the time.
Oh yeah, so much Fortnite, so much Fortnite. But speaking of Xbox, I forgot to throw this on there. Helldivers 2 finally came out for Game Pass. I think it's on Game Pass, as well as they remade Gears of War Reloaded or whatever, which I think is on PS5, which is weird. So we got Helldivers on Xbox and Gears of War on PlayStation, which is
Oh,
very weird. The only game I
that is
think, the
weird.
only franchise left is Halo. It's the last. I think it's the only franchise that's left that has not. That's a major Xbox franchise that has not made it to PlayStation yet. But
You
they're
think that's gonna happen? Is that
absolutely. I think when the
yeah?
new when yep when the new Halo comes out, maybe not Infinite because they
Oh,
don't want
okay.
Infinite to overshadow whatever's coming next. So I think that maybe the Master Chief Collection as a test, and then after that, uh, you're gonna get whatever the next Halo is. I think is gonna be on PlayStation for sure. Maybe not day one, maybe, but it's gonna be on PlayStation for sure. That's it. It's over. It's no more console wars. Now it's gonna be PlayStation versus Nintendo because now that's why Xbox is coming out with their handheld, but it's just a branding deal. It's not Xbox hardware. You're not gonna be able to play your native
Mhm.
Xbox
Mhm.
games on even though it's not even a bad thing because I think every Xbox game came out on PC anyway, so there's no console only games anyway. So you might as well come out with whatever you want. This branding deal that they did with Asus.
Right.
So yeah, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's gonna just be PC, PlayStation, and Nintendo. That's what it's gonna be. And Xbox is just gonna market PC. And I guess the way for them to still, because the reason they don't market PC is because PC is technically an open platform, so you can just
Mhm.
they don't get a cut for when you make an app on a PC. They don't Microsoft doesn't get a cut. Whereas on Android or iPhone, you make an app and you sell it on those platforms, they get a cut of that. So
Mm.
they can market
Mhm.
Android or whatever, or or whatever. But so I think what they're doing now is they're gonna say, okay, we'll buy this handheld. Xbox is gonna come with Xbox software. Like the Game Pass software. Then if you subscribe or buy games through that, then they can make their money or take their 30% of third party games, things like that. So
Right. Right.
yeah, so that's really what's going on there. I guess the last thing here is there's some Hello Mario, a free Switch and mobile app that lets you pull on Mario's face like from the 64. Now it's like it's a whole
Oh,
app now on the Switch.
I like that. I'm gonna get
So if you want to
that.
play with Mario's face and drag it around, now's your opportunity. Get crazy,
That used to be so fun. I remember
right?
opening up my N64 for Christmas that one year and popping that in, and then and I don't think, or we might have realized that we can do that whole thing, but then once we really did, then I'd spend a good half hour playing with Mario's face
Right,
before I
holding
started
the
playing.
buttons and making his face
Yeah.
squash in, and
Yeah,
yeah, that
yeah,
was
yeah, exactly.
that was pretty smart. Like Nintendo, I don't know, Nintendo at the time was definitely like that was definitely something like bizarre but cool.
Yeah.
And then I remember my cut, Advocat had that. He had a 64 with Mario 64 or whatnot, and I remember thinking like finding that kind of interesting that the whole face thing or whatever. It felt like
Mhm.
just
Mhm.
unique or whatnot. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that does it for the news this week. I don't think we're gonna I don't think there's much more I really care to cover. Did you want to talk about any games that
Yeah.
you saw, or because I know you were watching the indie event?
Right. I was going to mention the mix, the media indie exchange fall showcase was this morning, and I quickly kind of skimmed through it, and I made a list of a few games that really stood out to me, and I somehow deleted it, so I can't give you that.
Oh, Well then.
But among those, it was a few of them a few of them that really stood out were the ones that I was thinking you would like. So I did send you those. So I'm gonna go off that list there. So there's Hank Drowning on Dry Land, which plays like a comic book. So you'll see the little comic book like, oh, and then or whatever, and then you go into the next scene, and your character, it kind of gave off like Spider Verse visuals, the way that the guy's running around, and you have some sort of time travel power that while you're going through the story, you can use your co-op. You can co-op with your previous self
Right. Yeah, I saw that. I saw in the
to
trailer.
in some of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought like this is what we mean when we're talking about indie games. Like indie games are very different, very cool. They're very innovative and not mainstream thoughts at all because everything's just so one just one certain thing and that's cool and that's it. So this is how it has to be done and everybody follows suit. But this is why I love indie games because
The
this shit's
passion.
different.
Still have the passion.
Right. Yeah. So that was a really cool game. There was also One Way Home, which is it looks like kind of like a fakeish Last of Us, but it's kind of overhead. So you see this little girl with a backpack kind of traveling, just trying to finding her way home, I guess. And there's scariness upon the way. Definitely look up all these trailers because again, I just kind of skimmed through the showcase to pick out a few of them. Another one that I did notice, it's kind of like a Vampire Survivors imitation, but a little extra. It's called Midnight Horde. Did you check out that trailer? I thought
No,
that
I
one
didn't get
was
a chance.
really
I just
cool.
watched the first one, the Hank one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that one was really cool. Like I said, it gave off big Vampire Survivors vibes because it showed at the end this giant ball and chain just kind of dragging it around and just killing this giant horde. It's called Midnight Horde. So you're killing the horde that's freaking just engulfing you. Um,
You killing whores like in GTA?
no, not that one. No, no, no. You don't. You're not getting your money back on
Oh.
that. Um,
Oh man, I thought you came out,
there.
jumped out of a car, and just killed hordes with a baseball bat. That's not. That's not. That's not the
No,
game. Oh,
no, stop
wait.
that.
What did you say then?
No, 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 no. Horde.
Oh, Midnight Horde. There was some Midnight Whores up in here. I'm just messing
Stupid.
with you.
I know, I know. There was also one. There's one that caught my attention. It's called Rhythm Animal Cafe, and as the name suggests, it's a really cutesy looking rhythm game. You have different scenes, and then you have to do the stuff on the rhythm. You gotta keep the beat. It's a typical Pfeffer game. I like it. You might not. I don't care. I want to play it when it comes out. I want to see a
It
little
sounds
more
like
of
we
it.
said. Was it Rhythm
So,
Animals?
Rhythm Animal Game
Oh
or
my god.
Cafe, I think.
Oh yeah, Rhythm
Rhythm Animal
Apple
Cafe,
Cafe.
excuse me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna keep
say
an
say
eye on that
less.
one.
Say
You don't
less.
have to,
Like, what's
but
the name of the game? Okay, I don't even want to see the trailer. I'll play
right.
it.
Just send it to me.
Right? Just
I'll
full.
play it.
Just it. Just bring it over. I don't care.
Oh
Oh man,
man.
that's great. Oh, the
Yeah,
last,
yeah.
we saw that they're coming out with a Hellraiser game too. That was like, well, that's not an indie, but I don't think it is. But that shit
Oh,
looked
right, right.
wild. I think they showed that during Gamescom, and I did not hear about that shit at all. But they're trying
I
to. It's
know.
called
I'm
like
telling
Hellraiser the
you.
Revival, and they're trying to really.
Yeah,
Apparently, it's
yeah.
like gory and unsettling and not good, and they're like, it's on the right track. It's on the right track, because
Yeah.
yeah, they even
Yeah.
show the woman having sex in the beginning of the trailer. I was like, ooh, we almost got a nipple in there.
Yeah. Bringing back 80s movie vibes.
Hell yeah. Then lots of gore and blood. Oh man. So yeah,
Oh,
so
I forgot.
oh yeah, go ahead.
There is also one more, excuse me. There's one more game that I do want to just point out. If you've ever played ukulele, now they're going to be coming out with Yuka Replay. Yay! So same idea, little lizard guy, and it just play it. Yuka Replay. October 9th, that one comes
Is
out.
that a new game or that's a brand
I
new
have
game?
no
Oh, okay.
idea. Yeah, it's showing. I can't tell if it's just a re-release
Okay.
because I never played it before, so I can't tell you.
All right. Yeah, because I wasn't sure with that replay in the name. I'm like, does that mean it's just the
Right.
same game remastered from 2018 or whenever it came out?
I know, I have no idea.
Well, yeah.
But if you're a fan of the original, I would look into it and yeah, have fun.
Sounds good. So yeah, so going back to what we were talking about before, and the title of this week's episode is the PlayStation 6 or is it a PSP3? We don't know yet. So apparently, I want to kind of like dive a little deeper into what that is, and apparently there's gonna be two versions of it. Supposedly it's gonna be a a uh, a dockable version like the Switch, and then a dedicated console version and the thing is if you've listened to all the episodes, and I know there's somebody out there who's listened to every one of our episodes. I
Every
have
single one
mentioned
of them.
that that's probably what is going to happen. I called this a while ago because once I saw the Steam Deck and how well it worked, I'm like, someone's going to copy this. Because I feel like that's what, and I'm like, well, let me finish my thought. That's what I feel like a lot of people aren't buying consoles anymore, or calming down, because it's easy, it's fun to just play something handheld, and the Switch proved that a lot of people want power, in their hands, and be able to take it with them, lay in bed or whatever, and
Yes.
having the option to connect to the
Yes.
TV. That I'm surprised it's taking this long for these guys to copy that. Then you have things like the Portal, which streams um, PlayStation games only, and I'm like, they're 100% gearing up to fight Nintendo. And now with
Mhm.
Xbox
Mhm.
barely in the game anymore as far as hardware and only doing branding deals, this kind of opens up the opportunity um, to come out with something to rival specifically Nintendo, um, and put it in your hands and play it in bed. Yes, um, and what you call it? Damn it, nine! I lost my thought. No, it's okay. It's okay. Um, oh shit. But yeah, I called it from a long time ago because I'm like, it just makes sense. I'm like, watch them come out. Like, coming out with a cheaper or less powerful version of something makes no sense. Like a lot of people did buy a Series S. Like, apparently, like, that sold really well for Xbox. It was your way to play modern games, on quote unquote next gen hardware. But I feel like they probably realized it was a mistake and said, "Man, we should have developed a handheld, because the Series S, if it would have been, whatever power it is, but handheld, then games would have ran fantastic on it, because then you just have everything run at 720p." And I feel like that's where the Steam Deck really is, showing that, like, you can just have decently powerful hardware. It doesn't have to be a PS5 or even as strong as a PS4. It just has to run at a low resolution and at least 30 FPS,
Right.
and people won't complain as much. It's nice when games run at 60 FPS on a Steam Deck, but it's not mandatory, and it doesn't always feel like that crazy when it doesn't, because it's a small screen, and the fact that it's just running feels great. So, it makes sense that they're coming out with a dockable PlayStation. Now, will it be a PS6? I don't know. Does that make sense to you? Do you think it should be called a PlayStation 6? Do you see them? Because
No.
what do you think about that?
If they're gonna make something portable, I don't think that they should call it the PlayStation 6. That's why I'm saying PS Go.
Right.
Like, pick it up, let's pick it up and let's go. You know,
Right. I think
they've
it's
had
gonna. Yeah, I agree.
they've had the PSP, the PlayStation Portable. You've had the PS Vita. I don't know where they got that name from. Do you know where they got that name from?
PlayStation is
But I love the Vita.
life. I don't
Right? Oh, yeah. I mean,
know.
that makes sense. Shoot.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. Maybe something quick, something snappy like that. PS Go.
Right. Like or like I don't know, because it can't be a dedicated handheld anymore. Like where games are different from their big brother, console counterpart. It can't be that anymore because that's just not financially responsible. No one's doing that anymore. Even Nintendo doesn't do that anymore, which is sad.
Right.
Which is sad because that's what I was telling you the other day. There's a certain magic in handheld video games that's gone. Like indies still
Yeah.
kind of can take that place, yes, but in the 90s, mid 2000s, you had indies, but they weren't really called indies, but they existed. Then you had your double A games, which were moderately funded games, decent graphics, but not from one of the major players, or not from one of the major studios. Could have been from a major player, just not a major
Mm-hmm.
studio. So like while in like 2010s you had like BioWare, that was a major studio. Then I don't have any examples of a smaller studio, but BioWare would have been one of the big ones, back in the day. Square Enix in general, was a big studio back in the day. Or again, they have
Mm-hmm.
names for their studios, but games coming out of Square Enix were usually like big. There was hardly any double A games from them. But then you had smaller games, things like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
Nier, the original Nier would be considered like a double A game, because it's like nobody even heard of that
Right.
shit. It was some obscure ass RPG,
Yeah.
things like that. So, um, and then you had handheld games. So you had your double A's, your triple A's from the major studios, and then you had handheld games as well. And those games, um, you know, were designed specific for pick up and play. So especially when you had the DS or whatever, or the Game Boy,
Yes.
they were simple games, but were fun, quick, and fun and easy to get into. And if they were bigger like RPGs, they weren't 60 hours. They were shorter adventures because again they were handheld games. So
Yes.
like one of my favorite, I didn't have a Super Nintendo. I had a Game Boy, but so I didn't get Mario World, but I did have Mario 2 Six Golden Coins, Super Mario Land 2, which was pretty
Yes.
much Mario World, a spin-off of Mario World. It had the spinning attack. You didn't have
Yes.
the cape to fly, but you had bunny ears to float across things or whatever, and it pretty
Yes.
much looked like a Super Nintendo game. Not for nothing, like that game still kind of impresses me to this day. That it pretty much a Super Nintendo game on the Game Boy. Like we didn't even get a Mario that looked like
Mm-hmm.
that could do a spin move like that on the regular NES. But the Game Boy had it. So that was so you had like your smaller version of the Big Brother counterpart or whatever, and that's gone. Like that's not going to be a
Yeah.
thing anymore. There's
Yeah.
no more handheld design games anymore that are meant. Yeah, you got your mobile games, but those are meant to keep you addicted. And then you have indie games which are
Yeah.
smaller. It could be shorter, but I don't know. It doesn't really count for me because those aren't really, even though those are best in for handhelds. A nice simple indie game, a puzzle game, those are best for handhelds.
Yeah.
That's why I say
Yeah.
indies kind of took over the smaller title, the double A space, as well as the handheld,
Yes.
like games that are good for handheld space, you know.
Exactly.
And that's so so we're not gonna get a dedicated PlayStation handheld. It's gonna be something that plays all PlayStation games. Now, whether that's gonna be a PlayStation 6, I don't know. I don't know if I see that. I feel like it's going to be, they're still going to have the PS5. There's going to be some cross compatibility for that first couple of years, and while that's happening, hey, you can play these new games on your PS5 games on your handheld, and if you want the upgraded beautiful version of it, you can buy the console if you want for the or dock it, because apparently when you dock it, that's what's going to give it the extra power to do the 4K, to do all the things or whatever. But I don't know. I just hope
I don't
it's,
know.
I just hope that games don't suffer, or that we don't get, because I feel like that's what might happen. Like we're not going to necessarily get a graphical update on the next. Maybe they'll just pull a Nintendo and say, you know what, we're just going to give you features, and it'll be the same games, maybe slightly more powerful hardware, so things run a little bit better. But I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, and then they just re increased their PS5
I
prices.
know.
I mean, for tariffs or whatever
Which is
reason, but
bullshit because I'm like, I get it, but I'm like tariffs, but then at the same time, I'm like, things usually are cheaper by now. And I'm like, I'm sure 2020 hardware isn't as expensive to build, you
I
know.
know. Imagine, imagine you're one of those people that you're like, I'm gonna wait off and getting the PS5. I'm gonna wait good 5 years, and then they'll probably announce something by then, and then the price is gonna go down. To only have it go up.
I know. To only have it go up $50 or whatever it did. I think that's
Like,
crazy. It
damn,
feels greedy as fuck. That's the part that's like
it
upsetting. It's like it
does.
feels like it's like come on. Like you could what you
It
could say is
does.
like, hey, we would do a price downgrade. We would we would make it cheaper or whatever, but we're gonna just keep the price the same. Like that's a price increase right there. Like it should have been.
Mm-hmm.
How are you gonna raise the 399 model is now I think went up to 499 or 449 something like that. And then and then
Ugh,
I'm like that's crazy. Like the one with no disc. Um,
I know. Uh-uh.
but yeah, so I don't know. I would I'm excited for that day, but it's like I don't know. I don't know if PlayStation's gonna really make it in that space because you're gonna have things like the Xbox Ally. The Switch 2 is still a thing, and its games are gonna be fun as shit. At the very least, fun as shit to play. Even if
Hell
Nintendo's
yeah.
practices suck, and their pricing schemes suck, they're gonna have So it's like you know I don't know if anyone's really gonna want all these handhelds. It's like is someone really gonna go and who has a Switch or Steam Deck gonna want a PlayStation Portable? Or maybe they will because apparently the portals sold like hotcakes.
Oh,
So people do want handhelds, but it made sense though because then you can play your PlayStation games, exclusives. Oh, I mean, if they,
right. There are some people that just have a PlayStation instead of a PC or an Xbox or anything. So I can see that.
right, your
I
whole
can see the
library
portal
available.
being
That does make
right.
yeah. You
And,
know
you
what?
know,
Man, that should say that. That makes sense. Because then if you have your whole library available, via backward compatibility. You can play all your old PS4 games, your PS5 games, and whatever else comes out all on the handheld.
right.
That there's some value there. I just think they need killer apps. Without a killer, Last of Us 3 or Ghost of Tsushima Part 8, it's I feel like that's what you need. They're gonna still need. That's where those exclusives are gonna matter again, big time. If you want people to invest in your handheld and or your dedicated TV console version, because that's gonna be weird. It's like, and then the price difference. I don't know. I would like, we would need to definitely see like a decent price guide. Because my guess is the portable is gonna be like $400, 500. Let's say 500 because I don't know, they're greedy fucks. But I feel like a dedicated handheld
Mm-hmm.
with more, if there's a dedicated console version with more power, then I see that being like an $800, $900 console. You don't want to spend that much money, you don't have to. Go buy the handheld. You know what I mean? And that'll play
Right.
everything you want at a lower spec. But if this is for the enthusiasts, you really want that 4K ray tracing, all that power, $800. You gotta, because look at the Pro. The Pro's $700 right now. That means that the PS6 dedicated one is gonna be 700 easy, and
Mm-hmm.
that's how they'll do the price discrepancy. Oh, you don't want to pay that much? Go buy the handheld. You can dock it to your TV, but hey, it's portable too. So and it has to be some kind of power efficient because again, you need battery life to be at least 3 hours because
Right.
that's the going goal. Even Switch 2, I guess they designed it to at least have 3 hours. Same thing with the Steam Deck. The Steam Deck, I think, does 2 hours. If you're playing a demanding game. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
so I don't know. Would you want to see a PSP3?
I mean, yeah. I love the Vita. I love the PSP. I loved their handheld. So I would love to see what the hell they're coming up with.
Yeah.
I would probably be one of those suckers that would want to get it. Just like you got the portable, the
Right. The
portal,
Portal.
port. You
Yeah.
know.
I mean, the
So,
Portal works. I gotta say, like, not for nothing. If you connect your PlayStation 5 to a wired connection, unless you unless you have some dope router that has no latency on the Wi-Fi, which is rare, which is hard because, we live in an apartment building. You would have to live like in a house with nobody near you. Your neighbors are like a whole acre away, and your router is the only 2.5 or 5 gigahertz um, connection, then maybe it'll work decent without latency. But right now,
mhm.
it's you need a wired connection. So if you hardwire your PlayStation 5, the Portal works fantastic. I gotta say, like literally no latency, no noticeable latency for me. Like I cannot, and I've played games that require, you know, precision on it, and it works great. So,
Mhm.
um,
Mhm.
yeah, better than Xbox streaming and all that shit. I can't play cloud gaming because cloud that latency still is killer. But
Yeah,
being able
no,
to
not a
stream your
fan.
games from the PlayStation to the Portal works fantastic on a wired connection. I gotta say. So, and that's one thing. Maybe what they could do is, which I think which you can do now. I think you can stream. Excuse me, sir. This damn cat. Um, I think you can stream. I'm just making sure he's not going behind my monitor. I think he's just going to the window. Um,
Oh.
what is it? You can stream PS5 to your PS4, if I'm not mistaken. So if you have a PS4 in another room and you have only one PS5, you can stream your PS5 games to your PS4. So that's actually
Cool.
kind of cool. So if they could do that,
Yeah.
if they continue that, where you have your PS quote unquote PlayStation 6 portable, and then you have a dedicated PlayStation 6 non-portable, then streaming the more powerful hardware might make some sense, and I could see that happening. But
Mhm. Mhm.
well, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I could see that. I
I
don't know. I got to see it.
right. That's what I definitely would want to see what a PlayStation dockable PlayStation looks like.
Right. Right. Watch, they're going to come out with a Steam Deck looking type of thing and with a dock.
Right? Like I hope it's not just something that covers the screen or whatever. I feel like Nintendo's design with that is specifically to let you know like this is not a Wii U. You remember the Wii U had the open face dock or whatever. You just put it down and
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and that way you had both things running. You would see the whatever's on the big screen and running on the small screen or
Yeah.
whatnot. And then the Switch came on. They made sure to cover up that screen. Like no,
I
you
know.
don't do that. And I feel like that's
What a shame.
that's the part that sucks. Yeah, because they could have, if they would have done that right, they could have been dominating with games that you can only play on Nintendo. Like you need that extra little screen, and then this Wii U Part Two with more powerful hardware would have been so amazing. You know what I mean? Like if the Switch
Right.
was just
Right.
a true sequel to the Wii U, because the Switch is more of a sequel to the Wii than the Wii U is. Uh, uh,
Mhm.
than to the Wii U rather. You would think,
Right.
but no, it's more of a sequel to the Wii because it has the motion controls or whatever, and it plays video games. That's all. There's no other gimmick, and they don't even really mess with motion controls anymore. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
well, yeah, I think
Mm.
that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah. Bring back the Vita.
Bring back the Vita, right? I would love to. Like that was such a
I loved it
awesome
so
piece of hardware.
much.
OLED
It was
screen. We don't
so
even get OLED
good.
screens now on the Switch doesn't have the Switch 2 doesn't even have an OLED. OG Switch didn't have an OLED until they re-released it, with the OLED. But the Vita on the first run had an OLED screen, 3G capabilities, camera,
Mhm.
touch screen, back touchpad. It had so many features. It was so feature rich, and it failed because expensive memory cards and just being
I
way too ahead of
know.
its time. But I think those expensive memory cards and not having L2 and R2 on it was such a mistake and such a stupid design. Like,
Yeah.
how are you gonna
Yeah.
tell how you and they promoted it as start your game at home and continue it on the go. I'm like, yeah, that was fire, but
It
there's no
was.
L2 and R2, so what the fuck?
Yeah.
But
Messed
yeah,
up.
I think handheld is the way to go. That is gonna save these the gaming hardware portion of the industry from losing out to PC. Make have your
Mhm.
games be
Mhm.
handheld. I mean, have your own handheld. Make it give it some decent power. Give it a good price, and then have it like sync up with all your other hardware if you do have other hardware, and you might have something good going, like like it needs to stream PS5, it needs to be backward compatible all the way to PS4, maybe even fix the whole PS3 thing. If a PS6 can play PS3
Yes.
games, then they really got something going.
Mhm.
Things like that,
Mhm.
like make it like just truly like a dope piece of hardware that can do a lot, and they might have some gold on their hands, but we
They
shall
might,
see.
but I feel like we're asking for too much.
I know, right? I don't know. Sometimes with these game companies, you never know what the fuck they're thinking. It's like,
Right. They don't want to let it out like the most perfect addition of anything. So they're going to put a few things and make you want more for the next one.
we'll see, because this will be their bread and butter. So we'll see. And then again, when you have the likes
We
of
will see.
Microsoft now with their Xbox Ally, that's coming out this
Mhm.
year, and that's going to be kind of interesting. And so this PlayStation is gonna have some catching up to do, essentially. That's why. But they knew that was happening, and that's why the portal exists. The portal exists you literally as a band-aid, like as a stopgap. Like, hey, that's what you want. Well, here we're not gonna come out with a whole piece of hardware, but if you want to play, at least play in bed and play some of the. Oh, there's a animal on my chair.
Oh,
Excuse me, sir.
is he
Um,
swatting at your hair?
no, he was just scratching the back of my chair. This is the next host of the VGXL podcast. Say something. You have something to say? No, you don't got nothing to say. All right, fine. Meow.
Wow. He's usually very talkative.
Okay. Oh, there you go. Now he said something. Here, meow.
Oh.
But I think that's all I got for this week. Anything else you wanted to add? Any other opinions you want to share?
um no, but I'm very jealous at anybody's who's out in PAX West right now.
Oh yeah, PAX West is happening this weekend. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely have the goal to go to PAX East. So that's happening for sure. We're gonna make it to PAX East. Like I said, just put a
Yeah,
couple
that'd
bucks
be
away every
nice.
week, and we'll make it there with a nice hotel by March.
Right, right, exactly. And if you are out in PAX East, or whether or not you are there or not, play Echo Weaver from Akupara.
What's that about?
I forgot.
Okay.
But take a look at it. Discover it yourself. And yes, they were also mentioned in the Indie Exchange showcase, but um, I forgot to look into it. I know Akupara is showcasing two games out there right now. They've got Echo Weaver and something from. Let me see. Hold on. Doo-doo. Echo Weaver is by Moonlight Kids. Um, I think it looks like a looping game. It might a game. It might be a Metroidvania type of thing. And then they also have something called My Pet Hooligan from Amgi Studios. I'm not sure what the heck is that short for. My Pet Hooligan content. I don't know. I'm not sure what it is. Chasing down the hooligans with a chainsaw. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I haven't seen that whole thing, but they're out showcasing those two games. So have a looky. I'm gonna have a look myself. And yes, in 1 year maybe we can all meet up at one of the PAXs and wreak havoc.
That sounds like fun. Next year, I think we'll make it for 2026. There's a lot of games coming out in 2026, so we gotta make it for that.
Hell yeah, I'm down. I'm absolutely down.
All right. Well, I'm gonna start the music here.
Okay.
So yeah. Well, I think that's the end of another great episode. If anything, we'll definitely be on next week because this has been fun. Are you enjoying yourself still?
Absolutely. This has been, I guess it's kind of been all work and no play for us. And this is our play. So this is nice to get back to playing around a bit. So it's, I'm welcoming it back arms, with arms wide open. And,
Sing it, girl.
but no, it's been really fun in getting back into it, and definitely been something that's been missing for this
Absolutely.
time that we've been away.
Yeah, same here. Like it's been feeling great. Setting up has been great. Setting up all our stuff has been feeling really good. So I'm excited for the future. I'm looking forward to streaming again in the next couple of days. So hopefully either Sunday or Monday, one of us will be on. And then we
Yes.
gotta continue our peak stream or something in the next week or two. So I'm looking forward to that as well.
Yes. Absolutely. Woo.
All right, and if you're not already following, remember you can follow
Yes.
Fefer at twitch.tv/Fefer. Fefer plays on Instagram. Fefer plays everywhere else, right?
Yes. 1S.
Yeah, one S. And you can follow me at Video Games X Life on X and everywhere else. On Twitter, Twitch, Instagram. You'll find me there. All right, and yeah, until the next one. Bye.